Hi guys, welcome back. This is Erin from Painting Those Piggies, and today I have finally my long-awaited Christmas nail polish picks. I also have my little editor slash video developer Millie here. We are both dressed festively, even though this year was really tough. I kid you not, we have 13 ornaments on our full-size Christmas tree. The rest of the ornaments are sitting in boxes next to the Christmas tree, which they have been there for several weeks. So 13 ornaments. It is the tree toppers on, but it's just staying that way. So I am wearing my ugly Christmas sweater. Millie is wearing a gingerbread little bandana made for dogs that we put on our cats. So we were both dressed festively. So we hope you guys enjoy our Christmas nail polish picks. So I'm going to keep it quick because I have tried to film this video multiple times already and it failed every single time. So hopefully I do better in this one. I did pick 5 reds, 5 greens, and 4 other polishes. The last 2 polishes are actually polishes I have worn on Christmas multiple years. So let's get right into the polishes. I am wearing a red polish today. It is very similar to one of the ones I picked in here, almost so similar that I had to compare them on a nail wheel, but I will tell you what it is. So I just picked what I felt like this year, so that is why they're very traditional. Normally I am a very quirky nail polish wearer. I don't tend to like stick to the norms, but this year for some reason I felt very traditional. So I'm just gonna go into the polishes. I have 3 more traditional reds and 2 almost berry colors. So the first red I picked is my very traditional red nail polish, and this one is OPI's Danke Shiny Red. I did find this very recently in my TJ Maxx. I had seen it on Pinterest recently and I thought that is a glowing red. It looks stunning in swatch photos and really it is stunning on the nails. It's one of those reds that looks like it's glowing from within, and this is the one that I found very similar on my nails. On my nails today is OPI's In My Santa Suit. I find that Danke Shiny Red is more like fiery and glowy on the nails. It's a little bit more orange toned, whereas In My Santa Suit is more pink toned. I prefer Danke Shiny Red. But I do find that In My Santa Suit has chipped very quickly. I prefer this one, so I'm glad that this one's in the video, but look at this tail. It's like pushing into my neck. I do find Danke Shiny Red to be a very traditional Christmas red. It's a little bit fiery. There goes a red. It's a little bit fiery on the nails, but it is very glowy and very pretty. So that is Danke Shiny Red. None of these have difficult formulas. They wouldn't be in this video if they did. So there is that one. Next up, I have a glittery pick for another traditional red. This one I discovered this year, and this is China Glaze Ruby Pumps. I discovered this one. This is from a very old Wizard of Oz collection, which if you've watched my videos before, you'll know that I love the Wizard of Oz, but this is a very glittery red. It is perfect for Christmas, but honestly, it's perfect for any time of year. When it comes to glitters, typically they're not as easy to work with, but this one has a very pigmented jelly base, and so it is very easy to apply. You just need 2 coats on the nails, and it is stunning. It is glowy. You see the glitter in it. It doesn't get lost in the base, and so that is China Glaze Ruby Pumps. The next red I have is the last kind of truer red, and there were 2 of these that came out this year in the holiday collections, but this one I prefer. This one is a red with a golden shimmer in it, and this is Essie's Ring in the Bling. There was a polish that came out in the OPI holiday collection, but I prefer this one. I can't remember which one is more red and which one is more pink. I believe this is the pinker choice, but at this point I can't remember because so many polishes have come out. But Ring in the Bling is definitely my choice. I didn't even consider them close to each other until one of you guys mentioned them to me and I compared them, but I prefer this one. The formula is better. It's really glowy on the nails. It's another one that is really glowy and lit from it within, but it's a really beautiful polish, and this one has a very good golden shift to it. So that one has a lot of gold to it, and that's why I threw it in here, because red and gold are obviously very good holiday colors. So that is Essie's Ring in the Bling. Next up, I picked two berry colors, because if you're not into red, it can be kind of hard because red is everywhere during the holidays. But for some reason, this season I've wanted to wear all the red nail polish, but every other year before I hated red nail polish. So I did throw in two berry colored options because I think berry tones can be really pretty for Christmas. So the first one I have is one I recently picked up, and this is Zoya's Blaze. Before, I had thought this was totally a red nail polish, but when I picked it up, I discovered that it is definitely berry toned. This is one of Zoya's scattered holographic nail polishes. They are known for being one of Zoya's best sellers, and for good reason. Every one that I have, which I think are all but one of them, are gorgeous. They are just stunning polishes. The holographic really stands out. It doesn't get lost in the base on the nail, and this truly is a berry colored polish. It's really a stunning polish. So I think berry colors are really pretty for Christmas. It almost reminds me of like cranberry sauce or like frosted sugar plums, that kind of vibe. So I did want to throw in a couple of plum colors. So this is Zoya's Blaze. And then the other berry color I threw in was one I actually discovered this summer, which is a little bit weird to wear such a vampy color, but it's too beautiful not to mention. And it's not one that I hear people talk about, but it is stunning. And this is OPI's Bastille My Heart. I wore this and I absolutely loved it. It's almost like a berry with a touch of metallic, but definitely has a little bit of something on the nail, but you don't see any frostiness or anything like that. It just has a little bit of glowiness on the nail, which I think makes it really special. It's one of those polishes that I think is really underrated, but it's beautiful on the nail, so I had to throw that in. I think it's great for the holidays. So that again is OPI's Bastille My Heart. So next we're going to move into the 5 greens, and the first 3 are Zoya's. I think Zoya makes really, really good greens. They have some of my favorite greens of all time. So the first one I have is Zoya's Honor. This is part of their matte velvet collection. I think they make really good matte polishes. There were 2 that I were comparing, and this one I picked is Honor. The other one is Verushka, which is a little bit warmer of a green. I picked the cooler toned Honor because I think it's more of like a holly, Christmassy green. Both are really good and I like both of them, but I went with this tone because it reminds me of like the holly at Christmas, and so that is my pick for like a matte green. The next one I picked is another one of those scattered holographics, and honestly, I wore this last year at Christmas time, and I work at the post office, and people were having me write it down for them so they could go and buy it, because they were saying that is exactly the kind of green polish I want for Christmas, but I could never find it. Please write it down. And so I was having to write it down for people to go out and buy, and this is Zoya's Merida. It's honestly just stunning. Cool tone green with scattered holographic. You cannot go wrong with Merida at Christmas time or pretty much any other time. It's absolutely stunning. I mean, it's perfect. It's just like buttery smooth green and holographic on your nails. You cannot get better than Merida. It's gorgeous. Plus, it's got a Disney reference. So if you like Disney, it will constantly remind you of Disney as well. So that is Zoya's Merida. And then another one I picked up recently, which once I swatched, I thought it's perfect for Christmas. This is Zoya's Logan. And this one is actually really interesting on the nails. It's got almost like a blue flash to it, almost a blue tealy undertone, but it does have a lot of gold shimmer. It's almost like what I wanted OPI's Live and Let Die to be, but much more bright and kind of flashy in a way. OPI's Live and Let Die is much more of like a blackened green, and the gold shimmer really gets lost on the nail, but when I swatched this one out, the gold shimmer is like, bam, here is the gold shimmer, and you're not gonna miss it at all. You can definitely see it. I mean, it's like you can see it from this far away. It's got gold shimmer in there, so I really wanted to include that. So if you're not so much into like completely green, it's got a little bit of blue-green quality to it. So that again is Zoya's Logan. Next up, I have my other two greens, and these two are really, really cool greens. First one I have is one that I have to say I just bought on a whim because I saw swatches of it on Instagram and I fell in love with it. This one is Essie's Gel Couture in Jade to Measure. This one I picked up last month, but I hadn't worn it. And I have to say, when it arrived in the mail, I was like, oh, that is not what I thought it was. And even like when I went to swatch it, I thought, that's not what it looked like in the bottle. And really, I had to get it under my lamp to swatch it to really like see what it looked like under different lights, to really get what it looked like in the swatch photos on Instagram, if that makes any sense. This one is really a shapeshifter. Even when I show it in the bottle, it looks like many different polishes. It almost reminds me of Zoya's Logan, but in a different way. It's definitely a multi-chrome polish. When I took swatch photos of it and when I saw it on Instagram, the polish I was looking for was like a vibrant emerald green, but it also looks like a muted kind of sage green. It also has gold in it, and it also has teal in it. So it's a very multifaceted color polish. I think it's really, really stunning. So I wanted to include that. It's very much along the lines of Zoya's Logan, but a much more metallic finish. This is actually the only Essie Gel Couture polish I have, but I thought it was way too interesting not to include. So that is Essie's Jade to Measure. Last one I have for greens is an indie polish. I thought this was way too cool not to include. I saw this on Cupcake Polish's like advent calendar sale. Every day they were discounting one certain polish 50%, and I saw this. I had seen swatches of it before on Pinterest and Instagram, and when I saw it was discounted, I ordered it right away. Like, I didn't even hesitate. And this is called Plumpy. I don't get the reference, I'll be honest, but Plumpy is like a cool toned green jelly base with green holographic glitters. It is honestly like one of the prettiest holographic polishes I've ever seen. I can't even like, it's almost like that jungle green Crayola crayon in a holographic glitter bomb form. And I have to say, when I was swatching it, it was like the most sheer polish on the first coat. But when I applied the second coat, it was completely opaque. Like, it's almost like it's so holographic that it almost tricks your eye into seeming that it is opaque. I don't know if it's fully opaque because it seems opaque in two coats, so it's not like you have to add a third coat to get it fully opaque. It is just so, so stunning. I could see this being like perfect for St. Patrick's Day or summer or spring. I mean, it's just gorgeous. So that is Plumpy by Cupcake Polish. I think it's freaking stunning. It's probably gonna be my polish this year for Christmas. It's just like jungle green holographic glitter bomb goodness in a bottle. And last up, I have my 4 kind of wild card polishes. I threw in some metallics, and then the last 2 are ones that I wear kind of on a normal basis for actual like Christmas Day. The first 2 I have are 2 golds. The first one I have is kind of like a different kind of gold. This is OPI's Love.Angel.Music.Baby. This is from the Gwen Stefani collection, and I like this because it's not too much of like a yellow toned gold. This is also like a satin finish gold, and it does have like shimmers of silver in it, which I really, really like. I feel like this is a really underrated polish. It's just a really cool finish, and I really like it to include in nail art, so I wanted to throw that one in. So that is Love.Angel.Music.Baby. I also wanted to include this gold, and it's probably my most used gold. This one and a couple other gold glitter toppers came out in the same collection, and this is the one I use the most. I end up building this up in 3 coats and using it as an accent nail all the time in the winter, and this is OPI's All Sparkly and Gold. It's the one that is the deepest in tone of gold. It's almost like an antique gold, and I end up just using it on my ring fingers as an accent nail, and I think it's stunning. And last up are the 2 that I wear the most on Christmas. I had to include this first one because I remember a couple years ago my sister graduated from college in December, and so we were in Iowa for over a week, and I put this on my nails, and I have to say, even though I dislike textured polish, I put this on and it looked exactly the same as the day I put it on. It didn't chip, it didn't wear, it looked exactly the same, and that happened to fall around Christmas, so I did wear this on Christmas Day a few years ago, and this is OPI's It's Frosty Outside. This was in a Mariah Carey collection, and this is basically just a silver glitter bomb textured polish. OPI calls them liquid sands, but I thought it was stunning, and it really, really lasted on my nails. I ended up pulling out the blue liquid sand, which I had in a mini bottle, and I actually used that all up this week. So that inspired me to use this. I do not like the flavor. I do not like the feel of textured polishes, but this, I have to say, really has the staying power on the nails, and it is actually a Christmas polish that I have worn on Christmas Day, so I had to include that, of course. And last up is a polish that for the past few years I have worn every time on Christmas Day. So it would be weird if I didn't include it. It's probably a weird choice, but for me, it's probably not as weird of a choice as most people would think. I have to say, I have a thing for like dessert themes or sweets. I like candles like that. I like home decor like that. Things like cupcakes, ice cream. I don't know why. I just like it. So for the past several years, I have worn this polish, and that is Candy Lacquer's Cupcake Blizzard. I got this obviously several years ago. They don't have this on their site, but if you have this in your collection and you're feeling brave enough to wear it on Christmas, I would highly recommend it. I have worn this many years in a row on Christmas. Cupcake Blizzard is obviously cupcake themed. It does have bar glitters in it that are neon green, but it also has like neon coral, neon purple, white, pale aqua, and white hex glitters in it. I think it's beautiful. It is what I have worn. I usually wear it over pastel. I believe I have worn it over Mod About You and over baby blue, probably Zoya's blue, but that's what I wear on Christmas Day. I wear it on Christmas because usually we're traveling and glitter tends to hold onto the nails better so it doesn't chip as much. I also wear it because, I'm going to be honest, it reminds me of sugar cookies with sprinkles, and sugar cookies are my all-time favorite cookies. It's probably a weird choice, but it just is. So that is the polish that I wear time after time, year after year on Christmas Day. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and my polish picks. I'm sorry it was late. It's only a week till Christmas, which just feels crazy, but this month leading up till Christmas has just been insane for me, especially working for the post office. It is our busiest time of the year, and I feel like my head is just like about to fly off. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you know what you're gonna wear for Christmas this year, leave me a comment down below because I would love to know. You guys know I would love to know. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye guys.